I think you're going to be focusing on what happens to average hourly earnings. That's going to be important. You want to see perhaps a lower labor force participation rate. That has to move. One of the reasons why you have such a difficult time finding workers is because even for prime age Americans, 25 to 54 years of age, you have a relatively low labor force participation rate. These people have disappeared for whatever reason. Either they're lazy, they're on drugs, I don't know what.
Opioids.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. You know, I talk to business owners, private equity guys. Private equity guys from places in the Midwest, they have steel mills. They tell me what a difficult time they have finding workers. And the wage they offer goes from $12, close to minimum, and what they offer is $25. So the average person can double their wage, but they can't do it because they can't pass the drug test.
John, I've heard that from truckers, too, from trucking companies trying to find people who can drive. Right. Just the ability to pass a drug test.
Well, it's a constraint. And in fact, it goes beyond anecdotal stories. The research by Alan Kruger on labor market participation shows the same thing, that a large percentage of those people who identify themselves as not participating in the labor force are on some form of pain medication. Now, cause and effect, you know, we can speculate on that, but passing drug tests is a big issue. And there is tremendous, you look at the ISM reports this week, trucking is cited by so many of the respondents as a major constraint on activity, as delivery delays are lengthening here.
That's like unbelievable that the opioid, I mean, we discuss it here a lot, but we don't, not in a pure economic sense, but this is like in a pure economic sense we're talking about it here. Not the drug makers and, you know, bad behavior or whatever, but this is actually impacting the Friday jobs numbers?
Yes, well, you know, in May, the last report, the number of unemployed exceeded the number of jobs available exceeded the number of unemployed for the first time.
Then we can see that we will be able to check that again to see if that's still the case.
Yeah, the May number for job openings comes out next week. But yes, and we're going to see more of the same. In fact, I think the unemployment rate may well fall again today to 3.7%, which is now down at levels that we haven't seen since 1969.
When does that go from? I think that sounds good to have more people.
When does it become a bad thing?
When does it become a bad thing for inflation or whatever?
Well, it hasn't yet. You know, that's one of the surprising facts. We have this 3.8% unemployment rate. The last time we were under 4% was what, the year 2000, John? And wage inflation is 4%. Today, it's still under 3%. If you get wage inflation up towards 4% again, then it becomes more of a bad thing.
You were talking to him.
Yeah.
You're not like saying, John, you're not like talking to yourself. Okay, because that gets weird when you, Trump does that.
The other thing I want to add, too,
Trump says this. Trump did this. He's starting to do that.
There's another strange thing about the year 2000. That is, even though we had very rapid wage inflation, I believe we had very slow core PCE price index inflation, less than 2%, thanks in part to a very strong dollar. So we could, offset some of these inflation pressures with a stronger dollar exchange rate moving forward. Keep an eye on that.
Well, John, the other thing that's different between 2000 now is we had a roaring productivity. I'm talking.
Yeah, okay.
A roaring, just so we know, a roaring productivity growth rate back then. And one of the strange things, for now almost 10 years, we've had a very sluggish growth rate of productivity. So companies simply can't afford to pay more because of the impact on profitability. And so slow wage growth is the best thing for this labor market because it's allowed the Fed to move slowly and it's allowed the unemployment rate to get down to these levels. And they're not going to panic. They're going to keep adjusting rates higher, but they're not going to panic as the unemployment rate goes even lower.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.